not unique. She's my 11-month-old. She's my newest. And Marie is my second youngest. She's 4, and she'll be 5 in November, I believe the 19th. She'll be 5 years old. And oh my Lord, she's going to turn out to be a fine young lady, just for the simple fact that she's 4, but she's already asking me for designer clothes. But yeah, she's 4 years old. Yeah, she's like, Popo, I want Oshkosh Bagosh. I was like, do they sell that at KK Kmart? We'll be sure to get you some shoes right over there at Pepe Palette. I'm using 2 stores that are out of business. Come back next cruise, I'll be using Radio Shack in Circuit City. And that's where I buy their shoes, and I'll tell you why. Because together, my wife and I have a son named Taryn. Taryn with a T. Listen up, y'all. Terran, named after 2 of my brothers, Terry and Darren. My wife let me combine those names. It's not a very common name for a little boy, and we're having trouble finding a mini license plate for his bicycle. And I said, you know, honey, if he takes after my 2 brothers, he'll be making his own license plate. Okay, for those of you who didn't get that, if my brothers were here, let me rephrase that. If my brothers were able to be here, they would tell you they live in a gated community. My youngest just signed a 7-year lease. Our mom hates that joke. I said, well, you should have bred better children. Taryn's something else, man. Taryn's a baby of the family. He's spoiled rotten. He's the only boy, man. He's the only boy. Baby of the family gets anything and everything he wants. That boy smells he's spoiled so bad. Smells. I came in off the road the other day. He's on the edge of the couch playing his little video game. Got that controller, got those 37 knobs on it. I said, do you not ever play outside? He got up, never took his eyes off the television, went over here, walked out our front door, went and stood by the front glass, and that was his idea, playing outside. I was like, that's not what I had in mind. Get back in the house. No, he was sitting there, right? I come in, I don't get a welcome home, Dad. Where you been, Dad? How you been, Dad? First thing out of my son's mouth, Dad, I want some Air Jordan. Yeah, y'all know what that is? Tennis shoe. Yeah, I didn't have a clue. I said, okay, why do you want that? This is what he told me. Because they make you jump higher. And I'm thinking, well, you know, he is white. But here's what I do know. If I don't go buy those shoes for him, I'm going to catch heck from my wife for the 10 days that I'm home, right? So I haven't even put my suitcases away before. We're back in my car. We go to the mall. We go to the Foot Locker. He finds a shoe, gets a color, picks out a size. I take it to the cash register to pay for it. $279. I jumped that high. Needless to say, he's still getting his shoes at Pepe Palette. He does have all those games, too. He's got all those games. He's got an Xbox, Xbox One, Xbox 360, Xbox Kinect, Xbox X. He's got PlayStation 1 through 57. He's got a PlayStation VR. He's got an Oculus. He's got a Wii. He's got a Wii 2. He's got a Nintendo. He's got a Nintendo Switch. And then he gets mad at me. He gets mad at me because I can't play the games because I didn't grow up with that kind of stuff, right? It's got too many buttons on there. And I try to play the games with him, but I get mad and I try to throw the controller and I forget they got it attached to your wrist, right? It swings around and I'm bleeding. And I did that the other day. My son goes, "You're just a wimp." I said, "Let me tell you something. I mean, I can play this game, but I'll get up in the attic and I'll dust off my Atari and I'll kick your butt in Pong if you want to play the Pong, little man." I can't play any of those games, man. See, and here's the deal with my son. I'll brag on my son just a little bit. My son is a professional actor. My son is a professional actor. He's been in 3 movies. He was on the last 2 seasons of the Andy Mack Show on the Disney Channel. He's got his own money. We pay him money to do chores around the house that he never does. But we buy him the consoles, but he buys his own games, right? And he's been after me to buy him this John Madden football game, right? I said, I'm not paying $80 for this game. He said, come on, Dad. Maybe you can beat me at that game. I said, all right, you got a challenge. I said, I'll tell you what, if I win, you got to pay me back the $80 for the game. And if I lose, you can keep the game. I lost. 72-0. I know, and then I got mad, and I made him come up into the kitchen, and we played football the way I played football growing up.
Wait, how'd you play football?
14-7. I lost that one too. Hey, listen up, man. I got one more show for you guys tomorrow night. That's going to be an adult show. It's called Bikers and Beer. It's a totally completely different show than what I've done for you guys. Like the man said, I do 5 shows. All of my shows are completely different. That is an R-rated show. It is by far the edgiest of my R shows that I do. So I hope you guys join me for that. Please keep in mind I'm on the web. I'm at americasfunniestbiker.com. From there you can click over to my Facebook fan page. You can follow me there. I'm all over the internet at Russ Nagel Comedy. That's Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok. You can find me on that. I'm on my Facebook page. I do have 5,000 friends, right? I do have 5,000 friends on there, and as people drop off, I add people. But well, no, I don't just erase people unless you do something stupid. Like for instance, for one, I don't allow cursing on my page. I don't allow any cursing on my page. I have my kids, my mom, and my grandkids on my Facebook page. I do not allow any cursing on my page. I definitely don't allow any politics on my page. We're not doing any politics on my page. And I can tell you right now, there is definitely no hate speech on my page, ever. You do any hate speech on my page, you'll be the first to go. I'm telling you right now. But I had to come up with some rules to keep people off my pages, right? I had to come up with some guidelines. Like, for instance, if you've never had to pop the clutch on a car, I'm afraid we can't be friends. If you've never restarted the clothes dryer, so you're not the one that has to put away the laundry, we're not going to be friends. If you've never blamed one on the dog, I do that all the time. And we don't even have a dog. Yeah. If you never reached in the trash to get that box out so you can check the cooking directions one more time, I'm afraid we can't be friends. If you've never questioned yourself which way the tinfoil goes, bright side up or bright side down, I'm afraid we can't be friends. If you've never been parked and the car next to you started rolling forward and made you think you were rolling backwards, I'm afraid we can't be friends. If you've never used your shoe as a hammer, if by now you don't know Jenny's phone number, if you've never mooed at a cow, if you can fold a king-size fitted sheet, we will never be friends. And last but not least, if you've never turned down your car stereo so you could see better, don't even think about friending me on my page. We just got Taryn a smartphone. They didn't want to get him now. It was almost $1,100. I told my wife, I said, I'm not getting that boy a smartphone. She said, we're getting him a smartphone. I said, no, we're not. We got him a smartphone. I didn't want to get him one, and she said, you know, honey, if we get him a smartphone, he might be able to teach us how to use our smartphones. And I said, well, you do have a point there. So we got him a smartphone. I got him like I don't know, it's an Apple 14. It's an expensive phone, I know that. And he gets it taken away the very first day back at school. He got it taken away because he was caught, he was texting his little girlfriends or whatever, right? And I had to go to the school to talk to the teacher to get the phone back. And it was late in the day, so I went ahead and checked him out. And we're driving home, and he's in the car next to me, and I can feel him peering at me, right? He knows I'm mad. And this is what my son said to me. He said, didn't you ever get your phone taken away while you were in school? Does anybody in here knows that if you're my age or older, you would have to take my phone, you would have had to come to my house and then come into the kitchen and rip it off the wall. That's how you were getting my dang phone. And this was my favorite question that he asked me. This was at the dinner table that night. It's just my wife and my son and I, and we haven't spoken all dinner. And Terrence says to me, he goes, okay, Dad, if you didn't have a cell phone and you didn't have cell service, how did you text your girlfriends? I said, I'll tell you what we did. Back then, I said, we wrote it on a piece of paper in cursive. And then we folded that piece of paper and we handed it to him, hoping we wouldn't get caught. And then we spent 10 minutes watching y'all trying to open it. Thank you so much for Sandalwood Carnival. I'm Russ Nagel. I hope to see you again. Enjoy that sea day. You're going to be safe on your way home. Good